Thank you for subscribing and supporting this channel.
Now, with the recent trip that Tinubu made with his two sons to Qatar, he made his two sons part of his entourage to Qatar. A lot of tongues have been wagging and people have been criticizing it. Why the Tinubu supporters are saying there's nothing wrong with it. Some other people are saying this is not right. It's not a government or the family of Tinubu's family. Now, Ruben Abati has also come out to air his own view. I know that Ruben Abati said a lot of things during an Arise News TV presentation where he said that Tinubu's children should stay away from presidency and they should go and get something meaningful to do. That is it. And I know that a lot of people have reacted to that statement, but let's see again, go through what Abati is trying to say here. He said, stop hanging around presidential villa like jobless people. Ruben Abati tells Tinubu's sons. They have turned presidency to family business. That is it. I expect that at this point, they should be living their private, independent life with their families and living well rather than hanging around their father in the government house. Even the US president is not doing that. Even the UK prime minister is not doing that. So why must African own be like this? Eh? Former presidential aide and media personality Ruben Abati on Tuesday took a swipe at President Bola Tinubu's sons Sheyi and Yinka to get something doing and stop hanging around the presidential villa like jobless people. It was reported that Abati's outburst might not be unconnected to the president's son following him to Qatar for a state visit. A video of Sheyi and Yanka on the lineup of Nigerian delegates being introduced to Qatari officials by President Tinubu raised eyebrows on social media. Reacting to the video on Arise TV, Abati, who was a former media aide to ex-President Goodluck Jonathan, said, "May we begin to ask what the president's children do for a living? I mean, by the time I was their age, I was doing something concrete. I got a PhD at the age of 24. I wasn't depending on my father or any father. People must get to a stage in their lives when they hold themselves together. I don't want adults behaving like invalids, hanging around just because your father is in a position. All these children of privileged people overdo it. And these are boys that would probably have wives at home. Some of these girls, what they go through is very embarrassing. You can't have a husband that is just hanging around. So it was also reported that Tinubu had earlier in November warned his son Sheyi and other uninvited persons to stay away from the Federal Executive Council's meeting. Yeah, so Tinubu made it clear that only approved persons are permitted to sit in the weekly cabinet meeting. Last week, I noticed the undue access of people sneaking in and out of this council. I saw the photograph of my son Sheyi sitting behind. That is not acceptable. I will announce to you those people who are supposed to be here, he said. President Tinubu went on to name his special advisors on policy coordination, Hadiza Usman, information and strategy by Onanuga, principal private secretary Hakim Muri Okola, and private secretary Damilotun Aderemi. Those are people who are granted an exception to be here when we are conducting the business of the nation. Unless I sent for you, don't come. Make it clear, Tinubu added. So the question here is that I know that even Mokri and Adejade and you have all responded to what is his name, Ruben Abati's statement, saying he doesn't like adults hanging around like invalids. So that is a very big word that everybody is still trying to decipher and to break down till now. What does it mean to be an invalid? Okay, something that is not valid, something that is not useful, not recognized, not of no relevance, of no consequence, of no value. That is it. Invalid is something that has no value. That is it. So does it mean that these children are hanging around where their value is not needed if they have value at all? Okay, so the question is, say these people are adults that also may have wives at home. That sometimes what some of these girls go through under these privileged boys, it's not a joke. Why will somebody of this age, Sheyi and Yinka, be hanging around their father? They should have their private businesses or their job that they're doing. They should have their private life and their private affairs that they're managing, rather than hanging around their father. They should find a way as much as possible not to be directly connected with their father's business of the day. That is it. And a reference was made here when they were holding Federal Executive Council meeting, and she will sneak in to sit there to listen to what they're talking about the country. And that is actually a good one. And Tinubu actually came up to ban his son Yenka and Sheyi and some other people from coming to that meeting if they are not invited or if they are not needed. Okay, so the question Nigerians are asking is, now Nigerian presidency or Nigerian government now a family affair? Because we know that when Tinubu entered, she has been very, very loud with presidential privileges. Okay, ranging from when he used a private jet to go and watch polo club activities in Kano. Okay, he has been following his father around. So since Tinubu came in, he struggled to make the daughter the Yaloja of Nigeria. He also used Nigerian taxpayers' money to set up office for the First Lady. And all of these things are very, very inconsequential. There are things that are of no value to the country, and you are using taxpayers' money that way to fund a lavish lifestyle, because that is luxurious lifestyle that is being funded using Nigerian taxpayers' money, and that is actually very bad. Okay, so we know that it is your time, a Milocon and a Walocon or one locon or whatever you want to call it, but please keep your family affair out of government affair. That is an elected office, and you are there by people's vote, even though not everybody voted you. Okay, but it is vote by political and democratic processes. It is vote that put you there. Whether the votes are valid or whether the votes are correct or whether the number of votes are adequate for you to be there or not, we'll put that aside. But that is an elected office and must be respected, because that office is owned by all Nigerians and not just one family. Okay, but the question is that even people are reacting and insulting. Some people are insulting Ruben Abati, while some are still seeing reason with what he said. Okay, there are a few comments here. Somebody said, this shouldn't be coming from Dr. Ruben. My father is rich 100%, not even in Naira, but in any currency in the whole world. And my father is also a president of a country. Please, what job do you want me to do? Being the son of a president alone is a job. How is that a job? How is that a job? And somebody said, shame on your lineage, if that is what you call a job. That be small thing, I tell you. So what we're seeing here is that even when some people are trying to support the the behavior of Tinubu's children around their father, some are also saying no, we really need to these children need to mind their business. Okay, these children need to mind their business. They really need to mind their business. Stay away from your father's office and stop acting like invalids, according to Ruben Abati. Even though some people are trying to say Ruben shouldn't say that, because those children, being the children of a president, is enough job already. Why should it be enough job? What political office are they holding? Because if we give Tinubu a chance, he will make them ministers. He will make his son his vice president if we give him chance. So Nigerians should watch him and watch him closely, because it is not business as usual, right? It's not business as usual. So thank you for listening, and then let's have your comment on what Ruben Abati is saying.